and her husband was in the elevator, and I liked the way he was looking at her. And I was like, I hope one day I get me a husband like that. I hope one day a man look at me that way and love me that much. Like, I want that kind of love, right? And then Brad Pitt was standing right next to me, and then Elizabeth's husband was like, man, I hope we don't get caught in this elevator. And I was like, it's gonna be some pretty-ass babies in this elevator if we do.
What's going on, Carrie? Why are we in a ring?
What's the square root of 81?
What?
What's the square root of 81?
I don't know. What's he doing? Oh, my.
And then Brad Pitt said,
Yep, get ready.
which I thought was a joke. Okay, I took it as a joke, all right? But he said, well, if I'm single in a year and you're single in a year, maybe we can get together and see what happens. And I was like, oh my God! For real? Wow! And the census came and they showed up to my house and they asked me what my nationality was because they was counting to see how many black people in the neighborhood. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm American. And he was like, no, what's your race? And I was like, oh, so we doing that today? We bringing racism right to my front door on this day? What, are you colorblind? And he said, yes. And I was like, ooh.
What's the best thing about white people?
I mean, it depends on the person. Like, cause some white guys, they take their shirt off, and I'm like, dang, he got translucent nipples. That's crazy. This is my chance, and I had like a That's So Raven moment. I went into my brain, and it was like a whole conversation like, girl, this is your chance. What do you mean this is my chance? Obama said it's time for change. You could be whatever you want to be today. And I was like, you right, I can be whatever I want to be. And I looked at him and I said, I'm Caucasian, because I know I got a car and I know a lot of Asians. So I just put that together. So I met him at this party. I was invited to this party in Beverly Hills right now. You need to know this. When I first met when me and Kevin met and stuff, he told me to make this list of
Kevin Hart, yeah.
Kevin Hart, yes. He told me to make a list. So Leonardo was on that list, okay?
Oh.
So, and that was it was to get pregnant by him. So when I met him...
Oh, so good. You're so, come on.
You told me that before in a dream.
No, it's true. It's true.
I ask questions and I answer them in your voice.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
You done told me to pray so many times.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I saw him and I walked up to him and I was like, hi, Leonardo. My name is Tiffany Haddish, and I think that you were such a talented person. He's like, thank you. I think you're really funny. I saw you with Chris Rock and all that. I was like, oh, thank you. So I just want to tell you something. He's like, what? I was like, I want to hit. He was like, what? I said, I want to hit that. I ain't talking about drugs.
Are you a fan? Are you a Tom Selleck fan? You a Magnum fan?
Oh, yeah. I thought that Tom Selleck was going to be my first baby daddy for a little bit. Do you have any baby mamas?
I could.
You could? And he's like, what, why? And I was like, well, I like my men a little weak, but also I feel like you did an amazing job. I think you did an excellent performance, and I feel like you deserve an award, and here it is.
So we ran into each other. What was it?
At the VMAs.
Yeah, at the VMAs.
Yes.
So, and she came up to me and she said, I want to be on your show. And I hadn't seen the movie yet. And as soon as I saw the movie, I was like, you're going to be on the show.
Yeah. And you just looked at me, you were like, uh-huh. And I was like, girl, don't worry, you gon' know. It's all good, Ellen. You gon' know. I got on and said, come on, Grandpa, let's dance. And I grabbed him by his tie, and we were dancing and stuff and having a good time. And then I decided to turn it around on him, drop it like it's hot, give him that booty action, you know? And you like, pop, pop.
All right.
And Tyler Perry is great. Like, it's so funny because, like, oh my goodness, we got a lot in common, and he works super fast like me, you know? And he lived in a Geo Metro like me, and
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Have you ever lived in a car before?
No.
Yeah, white privilege. Anyways.
Living in a car? How old is this gentleman?
He had to be in his 80s. And I'm dancing. He's smiling and everything, and I turn around on him and I'm dancing, and I look at the people's face in front of me, and their faces were going like this, and it went. And I was like, what? And I turned around, and he was on the ground on his back. And I was like, oh, shoot. Listen, fellas. Listen, okay? If you got your thing out, and she got all her clothes on, you're wrong. You're in the wrong. He passed away. And I was like, I didn't want to dance no more. I felt like this ass is deadly, you know, like. Where you sleeping at? I was like, in Beverly Hills. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I park on the street in Beverly Hills. And he was like, you sleeping in your car like you a beautiful woman. You could be with any man. Like, you could just be with a man. And I was like, look, I sleep with people to heal them, not for roofs over my head. And
What's a weighted blanket?
you could throw that over your legs, and then you spray a little cologne over, and you throw it over your arms, and it feel like a man is holding you. And you snuggle up into that like this right here, right like that right there. And then you open up your nightstand drawer, put your batteries in. All of a sudden, Will comes running out of the hotel, jumps in the back seat of my little $20 a day rental, and he's like, whoa, it's been years since I've been in a regular car. And then Jada gets in and she goes, oh, it doesn't have tinted windows. I don't know if I feel safe. And I'm like, really, Jada? You from Baltimore, bitch.
Mazel tov, as he said.
Havana, Havana.